Well, undeterred by Facebook's news blackout, the Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison has vowed to go ahead with the content law to force Facebook to pay news outlets. Morrison said that he received support from global leaders after the social media giant blacked out all news content on Thursday. Calling the blackout a threat, Morrison said that if Facebook wants to do business in Australia, it has to work according to Australia's rules.
But I would just say to Facebook, this is Australia. You want to do business here, you work according to our rules. And that's a reasonable proposition. We're happy to listen to them on the technical issues of this, just like we listened to Google and came to a sensible arrangement. But the idea of shutting down the sort of sites they did yesterday as some sort of threat, well, I know how Australians react to that, and I thought that was not a good move on their part, and they should move quickly past that, come back to the table, and we'll sort it out.
UK's Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab also responded to the issue, saying that there is a need of sensible conversation between government and tech companies over news consumption. Several Australians were left fuming at the ban after it affected many Australian emergency services on Facebook. The social media giant stripped pages of domestic and foreign news outlets and several emergency department accounts for Australians and blocked the users of its platform from sharing any news content, saying that it had been left with no choice ahead of the new content laws. Facebook's blackout of news content in Australia comes in the wake of the country's push for the Media Bargaining Code. This code will force the social media platform, Facebook, to pay news publishers for the content that it uses on its own platform. The Australian law would require Facebook and Google to reach commercial deals with news outlets whose links drive traffic to their own platforms or be subjected to forced arbitration to agree upon a price. The law has been designed by the government to address a power imbalance between the social media giants and news publishers. Since January 2019, poor advertising revenues have forced more than 200 news organizations in Australia to close, temporarily or permanently shut down, and the pandemic has only compounded the industry's problems. Unlike Facebook, however, Google has already sealed deals with several Australian and international publishing outlets in recent days. Facebook has so far maintained that the Media Code fundamentally misunderstands the relationship between itself and publishers. It said that its platform generates billions of free referrals to Australian publishers, worth significant sums to the media companies.